Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Painting Game Pick'ems episode number 13 of season 3. We are in the midst of the playoff push, week 13. And yeah, it's definitely going to be an interesting week, that's for sure. Steve, what do you have to say about this week?
We had a lot of pretty good games over Thanksgiving. Some disappointing games for some people, I'm sure, but a lot of very good games, I should say. And there's definitely a lot of games in this week that should be interesting too, and pretty good as well. But this should be pretty good, like I said.
All right. And how did you do last week? I was just wondering.
Good question. I really don't keep track of my scores or whoever wins and all that. So basically, if I can look this over, I know I didn't do so well. Like, let me see real quick. I know the Vikings beat the Lions. That's one.
The
The
Chargers beat the
Cowboys.
Cowboys.
Yeah, I lost that one. The Redskins beat the Giants. The Falcons beat the Buccaneers, I think.
Yes, they did.
The Bengals beat the Browns, and my stupid upset pick, I wound up going down the dump. And the Titans beat the Colts, I think. The Chiefs lost to the Bills. The Patriots beat the Dolphins. Panthers beat the Jets. Eagles crushed the Bears. The Seahawks beat the 49ers. The Rams beat the Saints. Jaguars beat the Cardinals, I think.
Well, they lost. Cardinals won, actually.
Oh, okay. Well, that's all right. Raiders, I think, won.
Raiders did win.
And the Steelers came back and beat the Packers on Sunday Night Football. Yes, and the Ravens beat the Texans. So, out of all of them, only 1, 2, and 3, about 3 or 4 games or so, I think I lost. I'm not sure. So
I went 14-2 last week, just mainly because I got the Chiefs and the Jaguars. Those were the only ones I ended up losing last week. So that being said, let's go ahead and see how we do this week. So starting things out, we got the Washington Redskins going to Dallas to play the Cowboys in Dallas. Oh boy, this is going to be an interesting game.
Yes.
That's for sure. So who you got and why?
Well, going back to the game for Thanksgiving, the Cowboys look incredibly ridiculous, is all I can say, the way they were against the Chargers. I just thought for sure they would get the win, as I was picking them to win, but they wound up destroying them by a score of 28-6. Now, the Redskins, they come off a 20-10 only win against the Giants, but big changes are coming for the Giants, which we'll get to soon. But as for this game, the Cowboys are looking to get back into the win column in this one, but eventually they will. But my pick, however, is actually the Redskins in this one over the Cowboys, but not by a bunch. I'd say 27-19.
Yeah, I'm going to agree here. The Redskins are just a much better team. They really got a much better overall quarterback. Their offense is a lot better. And with that being said, yeah. The Redskins are just so much better right now. The Cowboys do not have Ezekiel Elliott, and that's really going to hurt. So with that being said, I got the Redskins dominant. I think the Redskins will probably win by 10. I'm going to say 31-21 Redskins. All right. So the next game, let me go ahead and pull this up here. Next up is the Minnesota Vikings and against the Atlanta Falcons here in Atlanta. Let me go ahead and pull this back up real quick. All right, now go back to get the screen share going. Okay, so yeah, Minnesota Vikings and Atlanta Falcons playing in the Georgia Dome. The Vikings have won 6 or 7 in a row, I'm pretty sure, while the Falcons have been playing very well as of late and playing another big home game. This is definitely one of the big games this week, that's for sure. Like, NFC has a lot of good games this week, so.
Yeah.
For me, I think the Vikings win streak is going to come to an end. I just think that the Falcons playing at home right now and their offense is looking a lot better, especially with Devontae Freeman coming back. I think it's going to hurt the Vikings. I think the Vikings going into this game, it's going to be pretty difficult. Like, they have a lot of rest, but Case Keenum versus Matt Ryan, I think I prefer Matt Ryan in this matchup, but it could definitely go either way. I'm going to say the Falcons win in overtime 34-31.
It very well could go either way. I mean, I have to agree with you, though. I definitely like the Falcons in this one over the Vikings. I definitely think this is going to be a good matchup, and I don't think it's going to go to overtime, though, but I think it's going to come down to a game-winning touchdown, and I say Falcons win 33-27.
Yeah, I just think the Falcons at home are just much better for this game. And they're just a little bit better fit, I think, right now as well. So let me go ahead and get to the next game on the list. Next game on the list is the Houston Texans at the Tennessee Titans at Tennessee.
Yes.
Ooh. What a tale of two different seasons, pretty much, with this. The first matchup this year, the Texans destroyed the Titans. But in this case, the Texans are going to get destroyed by the Titans. Playing at home without Deshaun Watson, it's going to be a tough one. Next year, the Texans will be really good, but this year, yeah, not so much. I got the Tennessee Titans destroying the Houston Texans. I just don't think without Deshaun Watson, this team is very, 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 very weak. And they'll definitely be a cupcake team the Steelers have to play on Christmas Day. But give me the Tennessee Titans. I'm going to say 31-17.
The Texans put up a pretty good match against the Ravens on Monday Night Football. I mean, I thought for sure this would be, pretty much a close game, but we'll get to it in a second. I'm not going to go on and on about it right now. But anyway, I think pretty much this game against the Titans in Tennessee is going to be somewhat of a little bit of a close game, though, in my opinion. But I have the Tennessee Titans winning as well, 27-23.
All right, so go ahead and let's get to the next one. Kansas City Chiefs and the New York Jets playing in the Meadowlands. Go ahead and say your opinion. I'll be right back.
Alrighty, while he takes his potty break, wherever. The Chiefs come off a little bit of not really a little, more like a disappointing loss against the Buffalo Bills in the last game. And the Jets are looking to get a win as well because I think, they lost to the Panthers as well. But in my opinion, this is not really not really one of the best matchups to me. It's just a so-so matchup, but it's still it could go either way, in my opinion. I mean, the Jets were playing okay, but right now they're just all right, and the Chiefs still at 6-5. I am pretty much going, in my opinion, with the Chiefs in this one over the Jets. I think it's going to be a little close, though, however, but it could go either way, like I said, but you never know. I mean, anyway, give me the Chiefs to win over the New York, Jersey, whatever, Jets. Final score, 26-20.
Ooh. This honestly has upset written all over it. The Jets are definitely a team you don't want to mess with, especially the Panthers almost lost to them. It's going to be tough to really think about how this Kansas City Chiefs team is. How low can they go? They've lost 5 out of their past 6 games. They look very inept on offense, and they're playing on the road against the Jets team, who could definitely be an upset team any given week. And you know what? I'm calling this my upset pick of the week. I got the Jets, Jets.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, I just think that the Jets right now are just playing a lot better than the Chiefs right now. At least they could score on offense. Right now, the Chiefs are barely putting up any points. So, give me the Jets to win this game 23-20. I'm picking the Jets. All right. Getting close, though. I definitely think it'll be close. Oh, God.
Very good.
Alex will be
God.
actually. The Denver Broncos and the Miami Dolphins at Miami. And Alex is going to have to go to this game, and I feel bad for Alex.
Oh my God! Well, if I were him, I would sell those tickets.
I think I would too, but I know people I know are probably going to sell them too. So
It's funny, but not to change the subject, but they had Raven tickets for sale for the Monday Night Football game, and the cheapest one I saw, this was not Upper Deck, by the way, they were about $48 a piece for low seats, and I'm like, $48? I could have went to that game, but I didn't go
oh
for it.
wow,
And I'm like, God, you people are crazy sometimes.
I know.
And of course, I was on StubHub, but when I saw it was that low, I was like, wow.
I
But there
should
you
have
go.
got that ticket, man.
I would have, but it would have been cold that night. But I don't care. I mean, I've never been to a Raven game, and I always want to. But anyway, let's just move on with this game. So,
Oh boy.
So me first or you? Or
I'll
whatever?
go first this one.
All right, go ahead.
So the Denver Broncos and Miami Dolphins are both very disappointing teams. Both are very, very, very inept right now. The Broncos have a very inept offense. I think they'll go with Trevor Siemian this week to start. And the Dolphins are with Matt Moore, Jay Cutler. I don't think is still recovering from that concussion. But both teams are just completely disappointing. The Broncos, I thought were going to be very, very good in regards to the AFC with the West Division. But here's my thing, though. I think having the toughest schedule, one of the toughest schedule league, is going to get to them just like it got to the Chiefs. Because the Broncos, Raiders, and the Chiefs all had the toughest schedules this year. And it's definitely getting to them. But I'm going to take the Miami Dolphins. I really don't think that the Broncos are being that good. Neither of the Miami Dolphins are that good either, but both teams are pretty garbage. So give me the Miami Dolphins. I'm going to say this is a low-scoring game. 18-15. I think it's mostly going to be a field goal game, maybe like a touchdown and a two-pointer, but give me the Dolphins.
Well, I was looking at something today on Instagram. I follow NFL on there, and they said that Jay Cutler passed the concussion thing and he's going to start.
Oh, wow.
That's what I heard. Now, that could change or whatever, but as far as what I saw, it said that he is scheduled to play against the Broncos. So, I'm not.
Alex is not going to be happy.
I know, man. I wouldn't be surprised if Alex is going to be yelling in the stands the whole entire time, Jay Cutler sucks! Jay Cutler sucks!
Yeah, he does like, fuck Jay Cutler.
But in this case, with him starting this game, I'm actually going with the other team in this one. I'm actually going with the Broncos over the Dolphins this one. Yeah, I mean, well, for one, I said I'm not the biggest fan of Jay Cutler, and I'd rather it was Matt Moore more than him. And there you go. But I am picking the Broncos in this one. Final score, 23-13.
Wow, holy crap. That would be an upset right there if the Broncos are able to pull out that losing streak. Up next is an absolute blowout. One of my guaranteed to lose this week. The Jacksonville Jaguars versus the Indianapolis Colts. Oh my God, this is a competitive matchup.
Yes.
It's not going to be.
The Jaguars are just too good right now. The Colts are not so good right now. And I've said before, they really needed the luck more than ever, but unfortunately that will not happen. I got the Jaguars in this one, no question, over the Colts. Final score, 26-17, though.
Oh, God. The Indianapolis Colts, they almost beat the Titans and the Steelers at home, but yet blew fourth quarter leads. It's embarrassing how bad this Colts. Literally, the Colts should play games for half. They should only be a fan of the first half because that's when they're actually good. Then they blow it. So, give me the Jacksonville Jaguars. I really don't see the Colts competing at all. Colts are going to lose 34-7. I just don't think it'll be close, honestly. Up next, oh boy, this game. This might be interesting somewhat. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Green Bay Packers at Lambeau Field.
Yes. Yeah, the Green Bay Packers put on a pretty good show against the Pittsburgh Steelers on Sunday night.
I'm surprised too.
Yes. I mean, I knew for one that the Packers were due to, break out from that shutout from the Ravens, and I definitely thought for sure when I saw the Sunday night game, I thought for sure that the Packers were going to win it. As soon as they scored the first 2 points, I kept thinking about Lucas, and I'm saying, "Oh, I bet Lucas is tearing his place apart by
I was
now."
not happy. I'm like, what in the holy Christ is going on right now? Our defense sucked, but I'll get to that in a little bit later.
Right.
But
Yeah. But as for the Buccaneers, they come off their 34-20 loss against the Falcons, and my pick in this one, believe it or not, is actually the Packers over the Buccaneers. I believe Brett Hundley is going to get his first win as a quarterback, I believe, and beat the Buccaneers by a final score of 24-20.
well, for me, I will give the Packers credit where credit is due. They definitely provided a lot of They definitely provided a lot of good hold on a second here. They definitely provided a good game against the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I'll give them credit where credit is due. They definitely played much better than I thought they were going to play. So the Pittsburgh Steelers definitely let the Green Bay Packers offense show, and the Packers had definitely had a good game plan against us. But the playing the Buccaneers, Jameis Winston is coming back. This could go either way, honestly. But Green Bay at home in that weather, I'm going to take the Packers. It's Jameis Winston's first game back, so I don't know how he will do, but give me the Packers. I think the Packers are just much better. So give me the Packers. Final score 28-24, Green Bay Packers. All right, let's go ahead to the next one. It is the Detroit Lions versus the Baltimore Ravens in Baltimore. This could another game that could go either way.
Very
And
well.
I'll go first real quick since you went on top of the Ravens. So
Yes, might as well.
this game, it could go either way. The Detroit Lions almost beat the Minnesota Vikings if it wasn't for a freaking holding call or an offside call. If they would have had the offside call, they would have won the game against the Vikings. And the Ravens looked decent on Monday night. I didn't see the whole game because I had to work and I was coming home from work. I missed the first half. But when I saw, though, I felt like the Texans and the Ravens played each other pretty close when I saw in the second half.
You didn't really miss much in the first half, so.
Well, that's good, though, yeah. Yeah, because I was coming home from work. But Detroit definitely needs this win if they want to keep themselves in the playoff push. Baltimore definitely needs this win to keep themselves in the wild card standings because they are right now tied with Buffalo for that wild card spot. This could honestly another game that could go either way, and I really don't know how to decide it other than a coin flip, realistically, because I think I think it is like Ravens 1 or something like that. I'm not sure. Let me go ahead and check my my odds because I do have an odds for this game. It is Baltimore. Oh, Baltimore at 3, so it is pretty close. So what I'm going to go ahead and do now is I'm going to do a coin flip. I'm going to do a coin flip to see who will win this game because this game is going to be pretty close. I think it will be pretty close no matter what. So I'm going to do heads for the Lions. Heads for Ravens since they're a home team. Tails for Lions since they're away team. Let's see what happens here. Go ahead and give this a little flip. And tails. It's going to be tails. So I picked the Detroit Lions. It's a close one, but I'm picking 20-17.
Interesting. Well, for me, pretty much, I don't need no coin to flip this one. I mean, I pretty much just got to say about Monday Night Football. Now, it was a decent matchup. It was not one of the best. I mean, it wasn't, in my opinion, it was not better than the Green Bay Packer game when we shut them out. I mean, that was a great game. The defense was spectacular in that, and the defense was spectacular again in the Monday night game. A couple of sacks, like from a few players, including Terrell Suggs and a few others, but that guy's name on the Texans, his last name is Clowney, I believe, and
Javon
he's
Clowney.
Right, whatever it is. But that guy was a beast. I mean, how he was playing, but then all of a sudden, like later in the game, when it got all the way down to the fourth quarter, so he got a flag or so for like some kind of penalty he did, and that wound up costing him the game. So pretty much everybody was saying, well, that's karma for you. But still, I mean, it was a decent matchup, and we still came away a winner in that matchup. But I applaud the Texans, for a good matchup. Tom Savage did decent, but that game-ending interception was the hay in the barn right there, and there you go. But still, as for this matchup against the Lions, now we still have some few people that are injured, including Terrence West, but Alex Collins, who's been playing pretty terrific, but didn't do so much in Monday night, but he did have a few plays and all that. But he has a little bit of a calf injury and has not practiced, but he should be able to play, I'm sure, on Sunday. And the last time we faced the Texans, I want to say it was in Detroit, and it was that 61-yard field goal from Justin Tucker. I want to say it was that. So
I think so. I think you were right. They won off that late field goal. It was 16.
yeah, something like that.
Late field goal.
Right. Anyway, so this should be a good matchup. I mean, it really should. I mean, the Lions do not have Calvin Johnson, of course, but they do have Matthew Stafford and plenty of other people there too. And the Ravens got, their players too, like Jimmy Smith and Webb and many others too as well. But like I said, this should be a good matchup in my opinion. And as for this one, I know I do it a lot, but it's my pick, and I'm doing that. I picked the Ravens over this one against the Lions. I think there will be a bunch of field goals probably from Tucker and maybe one or two touchdowns, hopefully from Joe Flacco, and no interceptions because he's been throwing a lot of them. But it just has them days sometimes. But there you go. Give me the Ravens to beat the Lions. Final score 26-20.
It'll be close, that's for sure. It'll definitely be a close game.
Yes.
It's gonna be nice. Oh god, this one
no.
too. The New England Patriots and the Buffalo Bills.
God.
Let me go first on this one though, because I want to see. I think New England is 10-point favorite, surprisingly, but
something. Yeah.
But knowing the Bill, hold on, I'll go first. But the New England Patriots have been on a roll the past couple of games. They've won a good amount of games ever since they went 500 for a while. They've been definitely on a roll. The Patriots are definitely playing really well right now, and Buffalo got a big win last week against the. Buffalo did get a big win last week against the Kansas City Chiefs, and this could realistically go either way. This could because the Bills. As much as people want to say, oh, the Bills aren't that good this year, I think the Bills actually might be better with Tyrod Taylor than Nathan Peterman, which was a terrible move in the first place. But the Bills, I definitely think, are definitely better than what people have given them credit for. The Patriots may win this game, but the thing is with the Bills. You never know what's going to happen. I know when they play in Buffalo, it's always close. They always play them really close. So I do think the Patriots will win this game, but don't be surprised if the Buffalo definitely gives them. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there, but I definitely think the Buffalo Bills. If they could put on a good game plan for the New England Patriots like they usually do, they can definitely walk away with this win. I think the Patriots will win, but I definitely do not discredit Buffalo here. If I were a betting man, I would take the Bills with the points. If I would take Buffalo Bills by 10, as a 10-point, to cover within that point spread, I would take that. Honestly, that would be a smart bet if I had to make a smart bet there. So that being said, I'm going to pick the Patriots, but I think it will definitely be close. 27-24.
Interesting. Well, the way I look at this one, I mean, Tyrod Taylor deserves to be the quarterback more than the other guy, but I do think, it would be great if it'd be a close game, but I think pretty much it's going to be a little bit more than close to 20 points or so. I think the Patriots will get this win easily over the Bills, 34-17.
Oh, wow. You never know, man. Buffalo at home. I know they beat them with that. I know they one time they had that win in Buffalo with Tom Brady. It was like a close game, but you never know what can happen.
Yeah.
Next up is the 49ers and the Bears.
A bore fest.
This smells like an interesting matchup, but even though it might be that smell coming from Chicago of how putrid the city is, but this is an interesting dynamic to it because it's Jimmy Garoppolo's first start as a 49er versus Mitch Trubisky. And yeah, this could go either way, honestly. What do you think about this one?
I agree with that. I mean, it definitely could, and I think Garoppolo for the 49ers probably will do a pretty decent job, but they're playing the Bears at home. You know, both teams aren't so good, though, but I actually have the Bears over the 49ers in this, even though I think the 49ers have a better chance of Garoppolo at quarterback, but I think it'd just be a better chance for him at home rather than in Chicago. I mean, I think the Bears were put up a pretty good fight against them, and I think they're going to pull away with the victory 20-10.
Yeah. With me here, who did I pick for this game? I have my Yahoo picks. Who did I pick for this game? Because it could, honestly, this is another one where you don't know what Jimmy Garoppolo can do. Because I think the 49ers can definitely give the Bears a run for their money. I actually did pick the 49ers because I think the 49ers need to get another big win, and I think this might be their second win of the year. Because I know Jimmy Garoppolo in his minute that he was there in the 49ers Seahawks game, he looked pretty decent. So, yeah, give me the 49ers. I think the 49ers are going to win this game. I think it'll be close, but I think the 49ers get this win on the road. I think it's time they avenge themselves by beating the Bears. So give me the 49ers to win this game 13-10. 13-10. I think they will get the win, though, with Jimmy G at the helm. And I think Jimmy Garoppolo is the long-term heir to their quarterback there in San Francisco. Oh, my God, this matchup next. Cleveland Browns. Can we get this out of the way? Can we both say who's going to win in 3 seconds? All right. 3, 1, 2, 3. Chargers. Yep. The Chargers are much better than the Browns. Browns are 0-11. I really want to see Cleveland go 0-16. At this point, if they haven't won one yet, I really want to see them go 0-16. They still have that glimmer of hope against the Bears, but the Bears and Packers, but doesn't look very likely. The Browns are not going to pull a repeat miracle, so give me the Chargers. For score, what do you think for score?
For me, I have the Chargers over the Browns, 23-13.
I'm going to say 27-17.
All
right. Next up is the Giants and the Raiders, and oh God, I gotta say right now. Coach Ben McAdoo, I hope he gets fired and never gets a job in the NFL ever again.
He definitely will. I mean, that's one of the stupidest moves I ever heard.
Benching Eli Manning. You think Geno Smith has a better chance to win at Oakland than Eli Manning, who has won 2 Super Bowls against the Patriots? Does he know how good Geno Smith is? Has Ben McAdoo seen how Geno Smith is? Because Geno Smith's not that good. He's average. And yet he's now starting against the Raiders. And one interesting fact, did you know the Giants, before Geno Smith is now going to start on Sunday, they were the only quarterback to not have an African-American quarterback on the start for a game for them, the Giants were?
Wow.
So they finally have every team now has started one African American quarterback in the league, which is pretty crazy.
It is.
So yeah, though it doesn't change the fact that the Raiders are going to blow them out. the Raiders,
Got that
the
right.
Raiders blow this team out. The Giants are god awful garbage. They need to get that offensive tackle from Oklahoma in the draft. Give me the Raiders. You know what? Just because I want see McAdoo burn, I want to see Ben McAdoo burn and just completely destroy pretty much be like the one guy who finally takes responsibility instead of blaming Eli. 48-6.
Wow. Excuse me. Very, very possible. I mean, it could be something like 33-6 or 7 game, or any way it could be. But yeah, Geno Smith starting over Eli Manning is an absolute disgrace, and it's not going to change one damn thing. The only thing it's going to change is the Raiders are absolutely going to beat them. Final score 26-13. I have it.
Yeah, fantasy, pick up the Raiders defense immediately for this matchup. Pick them up because they're going to get blown out. Ooh, this actually is going to be a good game. The Carolina Panthers and the New Orleans Saints. Ooh, and it's in New Orleans. Yes. I know earlier this year the Panthers lost to the Saints at Carolina. So what do you think could happen this game?
I think that this is going to be a very good match. I mean, both of these teams are 8-3, and this is a battle of two teams in the Superdome. So this is definitely going to be a super fun game to watch, and it's going to come down to, I think, pretty much a game-ending super field goal. Okay, I'll stop. I say the Saints pick up the win over the Panthers. Final score 36-33.
I definitely think this game could go either way. The Panthers
very well could.
The Panthers definitely play the Saints well. Even though they had that blowout in Carolina, I definitely think the Panthers are much improved after that game. Give me the Saints. I think the Saints will definitely get this win. I think this is Fox's game of the week. I'm pretty sure this is the Fox game of the week this week. So, yeah, I definitely think this will be a close matchup. Both teams are fighting that division lead. But if the Saints can really get this win over the Panthers, they'll clinch the division at that point. Like, pretty much, they would only have the Falcons left, and I think that the Saints will definitely dominate. So, give me the New Orleans Saints to win the game. I'm going to say 34-31 with the game-winning field goal as well. So, I will agree with you there. All right. Let's go ahead. There's 3 more games to pick. Oh, boy. The Los Angeles Rams and the Arizona Cardinals. Ooh. Yeah, the Cardinals got extremely lucky that Blake Bortles threw that interception. If it wasn't for that interception, they would not have won. And this was like one game where I was like, the Jacksonville Jaguars should win this game, but nope, they did not. Just like the Chiefs should have beaten the Bills, but Arizona, even with beating Jacksonville, they're still not that good. The Rams are much better, knocking out the Saints in Los Angeles. I just like the Rams right now. I just think they're too good. Give me the Rams 34-17.
Yeah, this is not really a great matchup. I mean, the Rams are playing too good right now, and the Cardinals are just so-so right now. So I definitely have the Rams getting the victory as well. I have the Rams with 27 and the Cardinals 17.
Oh, another good game. We have another, like, all the NFC games are good this week. It is Sunday Night Football. Check your local listing. The Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Seattle Seahawks. Oh, boy. It's going to be a good game.
Yes. Excuse me. Yeah, this definitely is a very good matchup. Definitely a great one. The Eagles are 10-1. Amazing. All them players on there, and the Seahawks doing pretty well with a 7-4 record though, but it's in Seattle, and I definitely think this is going to be a great matchup. I think probably going to come down to a very close game-ending touchdown, I think. Possibly to, I wouldn't be surprised to be Torrey Smith on the Eagles or one of them players, whoever it is, but I think the Eagles totally are going to fly like an eagle all the way to victory by a final score of 33-27.
I have the fly, Eagles fly. I think the Eagles are definitely going to get the win. Here's my biggest thing what picks the Eagles over. No Richard Sherman, no Cam Chancellor. That is going to hurt, especially going down the playoff stretch now that the Seahawks are definitely they lost against the Falcons, so they're already out of the playoff picture right now. Another couple losses could take them out of the playoff picture because I think they'll miss the playoffs by half a game because I think the Falcons will still have that tiebreaker, but give me the Eagles, honestly. I just think the Eagles right now are just a much better team than the Seahawks. I think their defense can definitely compete with the Seahawks very well. So give me the Philadelphia Eagles to win this game 34-24. And I think the Eagles, with this win, will clinch a playoff berth. And if Dallas – wait, I was also going to say – if the Eagles win this game and Dallas loses on Thursday, the Eagles will clinch the NFC East. And that would prove all my bold predictions right, that the Eagles would win the division this year. So I predict at the beginning of the year, the Eagles will win the NFC East. And I'm only one game away from that being true. So
very possible.
It is very possible. Like, I know they clinch a playoff berth if Dallas loses, so we'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, the last game of the week, the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Cincinnati Bengals on Monday Night Football.
Dun, dun, dun,
oh, boy. Are you ready for some football? Thank God Hank Aaron's back. God.
Yes.
Because the songs on there beforehand were pretty bad, but now thank God he's back on. So what do you have to say about this game? Because I'm going to wait to say my piece on him.
Right. Just to say, I'm not too big on the Sunday Night Football theme, though. I mean, it's okay, but I think it was like the way it used to be, like back in the day. I thought it was all right, but the way it is now, it's okay. But I kind of like the Monday Night Football theme more right now than Sunday night. So there you go.
Yeah, I do too.
All right. As for this game, the Steelers played amazing, in my opinion, against the Packers on Sunday Night Football. I mean, I definitely think, Roethlisberger played exceptionally well, and Le'Veon Bell, I think, did great too. But like you said about their defense, yeah, it wasn't the best because they gave up a lot of touchdowns early, but then they just wound up coming back. And what's the field goal kicker's name for the Steelers? I always forget his name.
Chris Boswell, Wizard of Oz.
So he wonderful. So he kicks a 53-yard field goal, I think it was, and gives them the victory over the Packers. Very impressive, man. Definitely was a great game. I thought it was. And as for the Bengals, who I believe they I know it's gonna. They come off the win.
On a 2-game winning streak. They beat the Browns last week. They beat the Broncos at Denver.
Right. But I know a lot of times I do predictions when it comes to Steeler games that I always root against the Steelers. But in this case, because they're playing, good right now with a 9-2 record and the Bengals being 5-6, I think the Steelers are going to still continue to do pretty well and beat the Cincinnati Bengals on Monday Night Football by a final score of 26-13.
Awesome. So I got a lot to say in regards to the last game and going to this game. If you want a full in-depth review of the game, I have a YouTube video on my channel that goes over the game in detail. But I'll just give you a couple brief points. The Steelers defense needs to stop. We need to stop playing down to our competition, number one. Number two, our defense needs to stop giving up big plays. Our offense is very good. Antonio Brown's, I think, the best receiver in the league right now, because I don't think Julio Jones can make the catches that Antonio Brown does. Le'Veon Bell had another great game. Ben Roethlisberger, he had a pretty good game, except for the two passes. One of them was Eli Rogers' fault, because on that route, I actually run this route before. You're supposed to get in front of the defensive back before he's ready to throw. So he needs to – it was Eli Rogers' fault. And the second one was a tip pass, so it's really hard to describe him there. Le'Veon Bell's fumble was very, very but The Steelers, when it comes to playing division rivals, they never play down their opponents, which is nice because I have a bad feeling we might drop. My feeling we might drop that Christmas Day game against Houston because we always play down to our opponents. But right now, I think that the Pittsburgh Steelers are playing pretty well. We do need to fix some things up. I know Cameron Hayward was Defensive Player of the Week for the AFC because he got 2 sacks against Brett Hundley. So he's definitely playing good. I know Joe Hayden could be back against the Patriots in 2 weeks, which I think you would definitely need him for because that's gonna be one of the biggest games of the year. The Pittsburgh Steelers do need to play better, but knowing the Bengals, how bad they play this year and how bad of a team they are, the Bengals are like, oh, they're decent. I'm like, no, they're not. Who have they beaten at court? You've beaten the Ravens at home. You've beaten the Browns twice. You've beaten Brock Osweiler and the Broncos. And who else they beat? They beat one other team. I forgot who it was. But I'll remember in a bit. But they haven't played a good quarterback yet and won. And also the Bengals on primetime are pretty garbage. I think they're only 4-13 on primetime games this year. They lost their other game in primetime this year, home against the Texans. They lost that game, only scoring 9 points. The Bengals, I think, with all their changes, they do need to fire Marvin Lewis. The Bengals right now are not a threat right now. And I think this game, once Pittsburgh wins this game, they will eliminate the Cincinnati Bengals from playoff contention due to the fact that they have the Ravens competing and the Browns being the Browns and the Bengals just being garbage. I think the Steelers will get this win, eliminate the Bengals from division contention and the playoffs. So give me the Steelers. I'm going to say 31-13. I think the Bengals might get a touchdown early, but I also know the Steelers dominated early this year too. They won 27-14. So, yeah, I got the Steelers. I just think the Steelers are much better right now. So give me the Steelers 31-13, and I think they will clinch a playoff berth at that point. So, yeah, I just think the Steelers they play really well. They don't play down the competition. I think we'll get this win. So,
yeah,
and that's gonna be it for us, guys. As we are. Number 13 pick'ems. I'm looking to go 16-0 for the first time all year. I've gone 14-2 twice. I've only gotten 2 losses twice, and I'm trying to get I'm trying to get that undefeated record. So we'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
And any final thoughts before we disconnect?
Well, I just want to say thanks once again for having me as a guest on here, and thank you all for watching our video here for this pick'ems. And as always, as I say, if you like this video, please hit the like button and comment if you have something to say about this. No negative stuff for any of us, and subscribe to both of our channels. And please do, because it's not a bad thing, it's a good thing. And one final thought: motherfuck Ben McAdoo.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you again for having me as a guest on here, and you all enjoyed the games, and thanks again for watching. You all take care.
Thank you all for joining us on the Pain Again Pick'ems episode. Thank you for listening to our predictions. What are your predictions? Let us know in the comments below. And with that being said, let's go Steelers. Thank you all for joining us again. And once again, motherfucker Ben McAdoo for being such a bitch ass and benching Eli Manning, who doesn't deserve it. And right now, I don't know why he was wearing non-colors for WWE Survivor Series. He was the worst wrestler, bearing Samoa Joe and all that. Fuck boy, fuck it. Done.